Clarify your thinking. Clarify your thinking in business strategy. So today, that's what I'm going to be talking about, how to clarify your thinking in relation to business strategy. And then in the second part of this particular video, I'm going to make a reference to some information that you can download, which is about 5 elements of good strategy. And I'm going to tell you why that's worth getting and why it's worth hanging around for that later. Okay, so I'm going to go through 5 ways that I set up for myself. So if I wanted to clarify my own thinking, this is how I would set it up. And why you might be interested in this is because I've been using this kind of approach for over 20 years successfully with chief executives and directors of major companies as well as small startups. So I've had a across the board opportunity to work with different kinds of people to see how this works, and it does. And elements of this, as far as the traditional strategy world are concerned, are revolutionary. So you've heard it here from my mouth. That's what I think, because it flips certain things on their, genuinely flips certain things on their head and states some things that are really obvious, which normally get left out of the equation. But this first bit is about 5 ways that I set up. Now, if I'm going to be looking at an important issue like a business strategy for myself, but certainly I set it up so I'm talking to somebody else. And I'm talking, there's a number of reasons why I want to talk to somebody else. First is I can't hear my own thinking. So I don't really know what I'm thinking, and I don't know if the patterns are becoming circular and unproductive. But if I have someone else there who can genuinely listen and duplicate what I'm saying and play that back to me so that I can hear myself think, I find that effect very clarifying. And I've witnessed this help other people clarify their thinking many, many times. They'll say, oh, yes, there's the next bit. And oh, yes, and there's the next bit. But that works when you've got someone else there to actually listen to you, not someone who's going to paraphrase what you're saying, interpret what you're saying, question what you're saying. You want someone there who's going to listen to what you're saying and then duplicate it back to you so you know what you've said. Okay. The second way to set it up is have structure. I have a structure. I work in the field of business strategy. There are certain parts of that which are very logical. I have a structure, and I suggest that when you're working with someone, whoever you choose, they have a structure. Otherwise, you're going to have a conversation that is going to probably not go anywhere. Okay? So have a structure. The third way I set it up is with an outcome orientation. So there is a problem. We need to know what the problem is. There is a problem that needs to be solved. There is a predicament that you find yourself in. You might not have the immediate answer to that predicament, but if you can flip it on its head and give it an outcome, it releases the creativity in your thinking and it gives a direction. And you can feel your body going in that direction. It gives a direction to what you're thinking about. So the third step is to use outcome orientation, outcome thinking. The fourth step, which is revolutionary in the strategy world because most people are surprised, is to do your own personal strategy first. Do your own personal strategy first. Somewhere along the line in the development of business strategy, a personal strategy always rears its head. And people often apologize for it. But there is no point in apologizing for something that you want. What you want to do is know what it is that you want, and you want to build a strategy so that you can achieve that. And we all do that when we're younger. We all do it in one way or another when we're younger. And for some reason, we start apologizing for it as we get older. But when you're doing a business strategy, it works to do your personal strategy first, because then you can see what really excites you. You can see how you're thinking. And then when you take that excitement and that knowledge about how you're thinking to the business strategy drops out in a flash. Okay? And that is step number 5, letting the business strategy drop out in a flash. So those are the 5 ways that I would set it up if I wanted to clarify my own thinking. And that's what I'm suggesting that you do with someone who will listen to you. Okay. The second part of this is to draw your attention to 5 elements of good strategy. Why do I want to draw your attention to this? Because I've been in the business and I've had to come up with robust models that help people get business results, to get personal results and to get business results. I've learnt how to structure a strategy to deliver that. And 5 elements of good strategy, which I've made a video about before and it's referenced here. 5 elements of good strategy it has embedded within it a structure that your neurology responds to, that everyone's neurology responds to, because we all have a nervous system. So if you want to get it, you can watch the video or you can download it in the links. And those 5 elements equally are radical in the sense that they take a subjective approach to the first part of strategy. And this information is the bit that's going to change the results, the business results that people get once they start to understand that they can have what they want. And once they understand how they think about what they want. Okay, finally, if you like this sort of information, please subscribe to this channel. It's the red button, bottom right as you're looking. Or it's the Z logo that has come up on the screen. Thank you.